We said this was a pretty gutsy performance by a lot of the Colonials tonight. Mike McFadden was hobbling out there, and some of the backups had to come in and, as you expect from them, play up to the level that you want, and that was due to injury tonight to Carvel Anderson and Belton Jones, so the guys did respond again.
And that's one of the things we talked about in the pregame was we were going to have to kind of figure it out on the fly. But what we talk about every day in practice is having as many bodies as humanly possible that are understanding of what our plan is, understanding how hard you have to play and how urgent you have to be, and then being able to go out and execute that. And we talk all the time as a coaching staff that you always have to coach everybody. We can't let any of those things go because we never know when those guys are going to be out there for more minutes or in different roles or in different situations. And so we got to constantly coach, constantly try and make sure that everyone's understanding what our game plan is, understanding what our formula is. And we had some really good efforts. I thought, in the first half, they scored 9 points in the first blur. And then all of a sudden they only scored 14 for the rest of the half. We really locked down, had a couple of breakdowns. But, again, when you have guys out there for some extended minutes, there are going to be some breakdowns. I was really proud of the way that we continued to grind, figure out offensively, and then when we needed a couple big stops, we came up with them.
Shane Gibson really gave you a challenge tonight, and the guys on the floor particularly.
Well, Shane Gibson gives everyone a challenge, and we knew that was going to be something that we had to try and limit. We obviously don't want him to go for what he went for, but we did a good job on the other guys. We didn't let anybody else really hurt us, and that was why we were able to keep the score where we need to, and that's in the 60s. He's such a tremendous player. I mean, the first shot he hit over in the corner on Ant Myers, I'm not sure that Ant could have been physically any closer to him than he was, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part as an opposing coach or an opposing team when you do have a guy like that. But what we tried to tell them was if he was going to score big numbers, he was going to have to make shots like that over and over and over. We didn't want to give him any easy ones. And I think we gave him 2 easy ones, one here in the end of the first half, and then that 3 hit when we were up 49-40, and we just didn't match to him. But other than that, he worked for every single bucket he got, and that's what you got to do against a good player.
Well, the one shot that he took on a catch and shoot out just off the top of the key down here, I don't think he got totally squared up. And frankly, in my opinion, that defied physics.
Yeah, well, his shooting abilities defies a lot of things because he has an unbelievable ability to make shots and difficult ones, and from any angle, from any setup, from anywhere. And that's always tough when you're trying to game plan against a guy like that.
Coach, I thought a big key to the game was your ability to maintain a lead, even if it was 1 or 2 points. You didn't fall behind by that much, no more than maybe 1 possession when you did fall behind. But then you built the lead up to 10, and I thought you'd lead every one of those 10 points to hang on and get this victory.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I thought we did a good job of kind of milking the clock down the end, trying to shrink the game as much as we possibly could and give them the fewest number of offensive possessions that they could have. We knew and we talked to our guys about giving everything they could defensively, and if we needed to, take a breather, make sure that we do it on the offensive end. And there was a couple possessions there where we were able to work the clock down, and we got Ant Myers on a backdoor layup after taking about 20 extra seconds off the clock, which was a huge play for us. And you're right, our guys continued to grind. Ant Myers tip-in, Mike McFadden's tip-in, those were maybe 2 of the biggest plays of the game. And you need those kind of efforts if you're going to be shorthanded and come out on top.
Andy Toole is the head coach of the Robert Morris Colonials. His club wins again tonight, their 3rd Northeast Conference win in a row, to go to 3-2 in the conference slate. 66-62 the final score. Jim Elias again.
I thought another big play, especially on the defensive end, was David Apollon taking a charge. Last year, I don't think he took a charge all year, and this year he's totally turned it around as far as I'm concerned.
He had 2 in this game.
I know.
He had 1 in the first half and then 1 in the second half. And that's the way we build our defense. If we can get guys to maybe be a little bit out of control or sped up going to that baseline, and now we rotate properly, we should be in position to do that. We had 2 or 3. When we built our lead, we did that 3 or 4 times in a row. Stephen Hawkins had a couple great baseline helps. Mike had a great baseline help. Dave had a couple, including that charge. And that was a huge play. That was a really big play for us.
Without Belton Jones, you kind of worry before the game, how are we going to break the defense down? That's Belton's job. He gets into the paint. He gets a lot of assists. I'm looking at Russell Johnson and Lucky Jones. They did a great job of getting into the paint tonight.
I wasn't worried at all, Jim. It really yeah, you do. And you constantly look for guys that have some advantages and guys that can kind of give us an opportunity to get in the paint and get the defense behind. Russell Lucky did a great job of that. Ant did a great job, 6 assists tonight. And even Karan Williams, when he had opportunities to drive it over, he made them pay. He made the defense get behind and allowed us to get some good shots.
And Karan Williams is playing some great basketball right now, the best of his Robert Morris career. And again, pretty good night for Karan again tonight in double figures. He did a lot of those little things that don't show up on the stat sheet again for you, Coach. But then again, again, that's what you're looking for.
And that's what you have to do in order to win. You know, we've talked about it. If we're going to be a good team, we got to be the team that's going to be willing to do a little bit extra or do a little bit more. And, you know, some of the hustle plays, some of the deflections, some of the loose balls that we got tonight, those are the kind of plays that give you wins.
And finally, we need to ask about the health of Carvel Anderson and Belton Jones. And frankly, Mike McFadden, he was walking like I do out there tonight.
I don't know. My answer is I don't know on any of the three. You know, I think Velton and Carvel, you know, they're doing everything they can, working with the doctors to try and get back as quickly as they can. I think Mike just had a little bit of uncomfort in his leg, and he's had a little bit of tendonitis, so he's been battling through that. You know, Saturday he was a little hobbled as well, and again tonight. So whatever we got to do, we got to figure out how to get him stitched back together for Saturday night, because Quinnipiac obviously is going to be a tough opponent.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop at all. Andy Toole, the head coach of the Colonials. Thank you much, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Jimmy, Shelf, thanks, guys.